I really appreciate them bringing the sunshine too, because I was door knocking in the pouring rain this morning, so this is very welcome. I wanted to take a minute. I think this is a great opportunity for all of us, really. We get a chance to mix and mingle and meet candidates, and the purpose of this is really to ask ourselves two things of every candidate. One is, does this person think the way that I think? And the second is, can I trust this person to make the best decisions possible in the interests of the people of Sumner County? So I want to talk to you about Sumner County. First of all, as by way of introduction, my name is Len Silverman, and I am a conservative Republican. I'm pro-life. I plan to vote yes on Proposition 1, which is coming up in November, and I hope you all will too. I am pro-Second Amendment. I think we have a constitutional right to keep and bear arms. And I believe in limited government. I still, and I've said this before, I still scratch my head about the model that we've come up with, where we take a lot of our hard-earned money and we send it up to Washington, D.C., and they take a part of it and they send it to Tennessee, and then they take a part of it and they send it into our local community. I don't get it. I think that we can spend that money much better ourselves. Now, having said that, there are very practical things that our state does for us. So one of the things I'm really concerned about right now, for instance, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this, but the Federal Highway Trust Fund is going to be completely out of money in August. Okay? We're talking about 1 month away. It's going to be completely out of money. They fund fully half of the TDOT road budget, meaning Tennessee's road budget. Half of it is going to go away. The great thing about the state of Tennessee is we pay as we go. Okay, so when we build roads, we don't go into debt. I think that's fantastic. But for those of us who drive on Vietnam Parkway, which is currently slated to be widened in 2035, if the budget continued, it's now going to be delayed even further. So if you are against gridlock on 386 like I am, then we need to do something about it. And certainly if I served on the Transportation Committee, that would be something that I would focus on. Speaking of focus, one thing I've learned in my career is that you have to have a plan and you have to stay focused. So I wanted to share with you the three main areas I'm going to focus on. One of them, and the very first, is the economy. Now, I'm a small business owner. I know a lot of you know this already, but I own Huntington Learning Center in Hendersonville. I've owned that business for the last decade. And I've told many of you before, the one thing that I have learned from owning a small business is it is exceptionally hard. It's particularly hard, and my wife will attest to this, it's particularly hard to always make a payroll on time, which I'm proud to say I have, but it's difficult. And the other thing that I've learned is my government essentially does not help me one bit. Generally what they're doing is making it more difficult. So what we have to continue to focus on is keeping our taxes low and reducing and getting rid of silly regulations that prevent businesses from growing, because at the end of the day, it's business that creates jobs. Jobs and increased revenue through businesses is what funnels money into the state budget. So as long as businesses are continuing to grow, it's going to cost us less as individuals to keep the state budget growing. And hopefully we won't run across another budget shortfall like we had this year, because who suffered? The teachers. The teachers were expecting a 3% raise that they never got. So that brings me to my second point, which is education. In my business, I work with hundreds and hundreds of Sumner County families. And I gotta say, one of the things I'm really the most excited about when I door knock is running into these families of kids I haven't seen. I mean, some of them are making me feel really old. I had one boy who was in second grade, now he's gonna be 16, so that's a little scary. But getting to see these families, I know that those children were struggling in school. They were having a hard time. And I also know that only 18% of our graduating high school seniors are right now graduating career and college ready. 18%. So we as a state are doing much better, but we have a long way to go. And we have got to keep helping our students and not forget this is about kids. Kids are not statistics. Every child deserves an individual education, and every teacher deserves our support. And lastly, I'm committed to excellence, meaning I think you need to be involved in your community before you represent your community. And I've been involved in this community for a long time, in leadership positions. And I don't say that boastfully, I say that because I work hard. Every organization that I've been a member of, I've risen to the leadership position because of hard work and most importantly because of communication. So I promise you, if you grab one of my cards today off my table, it's got my cell phone number on it, and you can call me anytime. Because I will never forget that I'm going to be your representative, which means I'm here to represent you. So I'm Len Silverman, I need your help. Please vote for me on August 7th. And thanks again for coming out.